What's going on, people? Phonics. Right to truth.
Yeah. Cool-headed, but I'm too deadly. All the way up to the top where I'm going, nigga, where you headed? King shit, overrule peasants. Don't lose your bitch for 2 seconds. All I gotta do is talk to her for a few seconds, and she'll be trying to get me smooth back it. Gooseneck, man, marijuana, get the move ready. Crew rapping since 9th grade, high school freshman. Young nigga, I was too restless. You guessed it, no cap, it's a new era. Midnight with my last bitch and my last bitch. That's 2 X's, dos X's, 2 N's. I was gone for a few seconds and came home.
All right, what's up? What's going on out there? Welcome to Right to Truth. This is Phonics in the building. I'd like to thank everybody who listens, subscribes, and likes the channel. I hope you share. And I really hope this video goes viral because I got a lot to say. I'm not gonna be on here all day, and I'm gonna get my point across. That's basically what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna start out with my guy, man, Vivek Ramaswamy, man, and Slim Shady. So this is courtesy of the Daily Mail, and it says Eminem sends Vivek Ramaswamy a cease and desist letter demanding he stop rapping his music on the campaign trail. Rapper Eminem has objected to Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy using his music on the campaign trail. A representative for the music licensor BMI informed Ramaswamy's campaign early this month the candidate can no longer use Eminem's music. Ramaswamy, who had a breakout night at the first GOP debate, rapped to Eminem's Lose Yourself at the Iowa State Fair. And the letter is dated August 23rd, and a representative for BMI informed the campaign's lawyer that the label had received communications from Marshall B. Mathers III, professionally known as Eminem, objecting to the Vivek Ramaswamy campaign's use of Eminem's musical compositions, the Eminem Works, and requesting that BMI remove all Eminem Works from the agreement. The correspondence goes on to say that this letter serves as a notice that Eminem Works are excluded from the agreement effective immediately. Quote, BMI will consider any performance of the Eminem Works by the Vivek 2024 campaign from this day forward to be a material breach of the agreement for which BMI reserves all rights and remedies with respect thereto, the letter read. You can go on the Daily Mail if y'all want to see the letter. You know, this is real funny to me, man. You know, obviously, we don't hear much from Eminem, if anything. He came out with Terrence Bud Crawford in his unified welterweight championship fight against Errol Spence, and he lip synced his own song. That was weird. So we already know this guy's a total weirdo. I mean, you can't take his rap ability away. I understand that, but he's a weirdo, and it's obvious that he's chosen the political side. So this man can't even rap along to your music playfully, and you get offended because he's a Republican candidate. We know that's what it is. So what Eminem is saying basically, yo, I'm drawing my foot and saying I'm riding with the black people who are all quote unquote Democrats, quote unquote. Marshall, we're not all Democrats. Hopefully I can run into you sometime in the D and tell you we're not all Democrats. We don't all lean to the left, but this is why you did it. There's no other reason for you to do it. No other reason. And it's really childish to me. It's pathetic. But that's pretty much where we're at, and you know, in our country now. People will do anything they can in their power to cancel you. People will do anything in their power to stand with the status quo. They don't want to be looked at as, oh, well, Eminem letting Republicans come out of his music, he's racist. Eminem is rich now. Let me just give you a little bio. He was formerly white trash. Still could be. That's not just a financial state. That is a mentality. So being around all these black people, he knows he's a white man, but that's who he sides with, the brothers. And being that rap-wise, he's one of the brothers, and they all are puppets for the Democratic Party. He has to be too. It's very shameful that a grown-ass man, 50-something years old, can't stand on his own and have his own true beliefs. And I know what you're saying. How do you know he don't? He doesn't. Because many of y'all don't. You roll with what everybody else rolls with. Whatever that narrative is. It's not too many people, especially who have some type of position in this society, who will talk or think outside the box from fear of being canceled. There's very few. And those that do, we know what happens to them. It's very simple. They're out of here. So you know what? It is what it is, man. But it's just something I want to touch on briefly because that really irritated me when I heard that. And I know it's politically motivated. I know it is. And Eminem, you're a real clown for that. You know what I'm saying? Be a man. Grow up. Have your own beliefs. Stop riding with the, you know what I'm saying, with what everybody else rides with in society. That's the problem now. I'm hoping that enough younger people's minds will change and they will really listen to Vivek's message and understand that what he's talking about is radical, is revolutionary, but is needed for this country now. We have to stop being so divided. We're destroying ourselves from within, and we seem to be perfectly okay with that. We've had 2 mass shootings in the last week. What are people so angry about, you say, right? Why go to these extremes? Like, you know the end result. Either you're going to kill yourself, get killed by the police, or you're doing life in jail, or you get a death penalty. And then you kill innocent people. What is all this anger and this hate? Instead of just throwing all these clickbaits, why don't we try to get to the real bottom of the solution? What is all the anger and the hate for in this society? Why are we so mad at each other? Why can't we agree to disagree? America is supposed to be the most civilized nation in the modern world. Yet at this point, I can't tell. Cancel culture is at an all-time high. People can't have decent debates. People can't agree to disagree. People can't compromise. People can't come together. We can have these mass shootings and innocent lives lost, and people are losing sons and brothers and daughters and wives and sisters. And hell, life goes on. We still bitching and arguing with each other. We're still mad at each other. I'm not mad. And if you were out there, guess what? You're mad at yourself. And you really need to take some time and check yourself. Because this is just barbaric behavior. It really is. And that's going to be that on Vivek and Marshall Mathers, the third. And I want to get into another pressing topic, which is a good segue. And I want to talk about, man, these individuals right here. You should know them. If you don't, we can talk about them if you like. I have no problem with that. These people I call professional race baiters, PRBs. They are leading in race baiting in this country. They are contributing to the separation of this country and the overall demise of this country. And all 4 of them are profiting significantly off of this. And it's really over everybody's head that when these people get behind an issue or a situation, it's always racially motivated. And they don't have anybody's best interest at heart. It's all financially motivated. It's all to boost their career and their standing. Or whoever's pulling the strings behind their back and telling them to keep do this. Tweet about this, tweet about that. Go to this family and say you represent them. Come out with podcasts and talk about how we're foundational Black Americans, which is it's just a stupid title. Foundational Black Americans, and how everybody's white supremacists and they're keeping Black people down, and or call yourself a reverend and you don't have a church and you wear a silly hairstyle and your face is sucked in, and you really consider yourself a freedom fighter. But all you ever did was run your big mouth and march and get very, very wealthy. And you weren't paid informant. And that's fact. You can look that up. So, might as well start with, the guy that I really detest, not the most on this panel, but I detest him. Benjamin Crump, attorney, allegedly. He never litigates a case. We've never seen him in court. All he does is, just like Al Sharpton, they chase, bodies, dead bodies, and then they go to these families and they represent these families and they get these families money and they get broken off. And Ben Crump, man, since Trayvon Martin, wherever a Black person drops, and if it's racially motivated, he's there. He's there to talk for the family. He speaks very poorly. The man, see, that's the problem. A lot of people coming from the South. The man has a Juris Doctorate. He's a lawyer, and he speaks so poorly. When he talks, they should have, the prompter for what I'm saying, when you watch like a movie, one of them, subtitles. That's what you need for him. Well, just the Trayvon family, we eating poking beans, and we're down and getting blacker and blacker, and yes, so that's how he sounds. Sound like Charleston White, as my sister would say, sound like a slave. But yeah, this is where he's made his money on the dead bodies of Black people who have been untimely killed in situations, whether they were racist or not. It's always deemed racist. That's what it's always deemed. Now, again, I beg to ask any of the listeners, have you ever seen Benjamin Crump litigate a case? Have you ever seen him inside of a courtroom? No, because you know what? His job is so easy. I go to the family. I go in front of these news outlets. I make the case that this was racially motivated. And guess what? Now we're going to sue the city. And with all the pressure and the clout that he has now, the city backs down. They settle with the family. You hear nothing else from the family. That's their justice. They get broken off. That's their justice. I have two brothers. And if one of them was killed, knocking on wood, by George Zimmerman, word of my life, I try to find that bastard and put him out of his misery. I put him down like a dog, a sick dog. No amount of money could bring my brothers back and could bring their life back and the things that we would miss in this experience that we call life. But family's quiet. Everybody's quiet, right? We got paid now. The fight is over. The fight is over. So that's Benjamin Crump in a nutshell. You got your boy over here, Flex. Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed, it's hard to find out a lot about him, man. And I've really been, trying to comb the internet, but I'm gonna get there, y'all, and I'm gonna get it out there about this clown who, he's been around for some years now. I've done a previous podcast with him because he really irritates my soul. He is one of the best professional race baiters there are. I mean, he's making money hand over fist. And he has his supporters, let me tell you. Oh, you should read the comments on YouTube. Oh, Tarina, thank you for fighting for the people. These people are always fighting, but they don't fight. That's what I don't get. I thought a fight involved bloodshed and stuff. They don't do none of that, but they fighting for the people. That's what's so funny to me. So yeah, so I was listening to one of his shows the other day, and after the thing in Jack, he told me, my family in Jacksonville, everybody's his family, bruh, and I'm saying that some hood shit like bruh, like not brother, bruh, we ain't family. I don't subscribe to any of your foolishness. And there's only idiots that roll behind people like you. These are uneducated and uninformed people. And they're not civilized. Because they wouldn't rally around your stupid message. So anyway, he's talking about, the senseless shooting of those 3 individuals in Jacksonville, Florida. And he's like, we need to boycott. We need to do this, we need to do that. It's always if you're supposedly the leader, or you don't want to be self-proclaimed as that, because then that's more pressure for you to actually really have to act out what you're talking. Everything is the white man is. Tariq, I beg all of you idiots to understand this. When you upload your YouTube videos to YouTube, I can guarantee you it's owned by white people. You don't have a network. When you do your little bullshit hidden color documentaries, and I'm pretty sure you have a white cameraman, director, editor, you're not smart enough to do that. So you're slick with the mouth, but you can't do all that other stuff. You're not capable. You're not educated enough. And let me tell you something, people. Within the Negroes, this has been going on since the slave days. The ones that talk the best, those are the ones who became your preachers, your ministers, because that's what came with the acclaim and a little wealth even back then, up into the 40s and 50s. And we've seen this with the Adam Clayton Powells of the world, the Elijah Muhammads, the Farrakhans. If you slick with that mouth, black people will support you. If you're telling them what they want to hear, whether it makes sense or not, whether it's actually something that you would even be willing to act out yourself, no, it doesn't matter. They are going to take care of you financially, and they're going to support you, and they're going to hold you up. Because the leader is selling the followers this fictional thing that somebody is keeping them down, and they can't get up. But I'm going to encourage you. So I'm going to tell you that this white man is keeping you down. And every time there's an incident, see, it's the white power structure. It's systemic racism. This is what they do. And if you keep buying these professional race baiters, you're still going to be broke and angry. And then you're going to do some dumb shit, and either you're going to lose your life or end up in prison. They're going to still be alive making money. Hand over fist. If that doesn't bother you, I don't know what does then. And I'm talking to all people now. We have to be more analytical and stop going off of these people who we think hold some type of status in our society. They are going to die just like you and I'm going to die. And I guarantee you, if you believe in a creator, there will be no, well, you had all this money and you were poor. Nah, it ain't going to be that. And I guarantee you, these people's souls will be judged on a very higher level than those of us meek folk, us just ordinary folk. Because these are the manipulators. These are the liars. These are the ones that are destroying society. They're not helping to keep it together and bring it up. They're destroying society. When you keep telling the people that they're down because of another people and it's not true, and you know it to be not true, but you're benefiting from it financially and so on, you're dangerous. You're more dangerous than a mass shooter. You're not using a gun, but your mouth is the weapon. And you're out there telling all these lies. Now, I'm done with that clown for a minute. Let's get to Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill used to be at ESPN. She had a show, Numbers Never Lie, with Michael Smith. I like that Jamel Hill. Funny, very charismatic. It was good to see a sister on the air that had that kind of personality. I could tell she was from the city, but I could tell she was educated, and I had a lot of respect for her then. I was very happy when she moved over to Sports Center. Her and Michael Smith. I thought that was groundbreaking. I liked a lot of their skits and stuff. Like they're epic. The Boys in the Hood one is epic. But then she allowed her personal side to start coming out, and it eventually ended with her parting ways with ESPN, because of her, talk against the president, and other things. And I don't care what platform you're on. If you're employed by somebody, you don't use that platform to express your personal beliefs. I don't care. I don't care how you think. You do not use your employer's platform to express your personal beliefs. So then, once she separated from ESPN, that's when she became a PRB, a professional race baiter. Yes. Here's one of her tweets. This is from 2 days ago. So here's what some of y'all do. Whenever we bring up something systemic, y'all go out and find something that is, while totally tragic, not the same as the continued terrorism Black people have faced in America. I am happy to suggest books that will help your ignorant ass. Now, my thing is this. Jamel Hill, what systematic racism you went through, or you going through currently? You're making a living off promoting racism. This is what you're making a living off of. And you have the nerve? So then she reposted this tweet by this chick called Ida Bay Wells, loser. People who say, what about the fictive category of black on black crime, ignore that most of us will also limit the proliferation of handguns too, and that black run cities have tried to do just that. They haven't tried to do shit. She's a liar. Let me tell you something. Chicago has been going through gang violence for the last 50-something years. Gangster Disciples, they didn't just start. Latin Kings, they didn't just start. These gangs did not just start. Do your research, people. Jeff Fort, Larry Hoover, and many others. They were shedding blood back in the 50s and the 60s. The same thing with Baltimore, where my family is from. My mother would go to visit our family as a child in the 60s, and it was a dump then, and they were killing each other then. So what are we talking about? DC, black mayor. Baltimore, black mayor. Chicago, black mayor. New York, black mayor. LA, black mayor. And all this damn crime. They're not trying to get rid of nothing. It's not the gun, dummies. It's the person behind the gun. So I see a MAC-10 in the street. I'm going to pick it up and go shoot somebody? But see, this is what the left wants you to believe. And I hope this is making sense. This is what they want you to believe. It's always somebody else's fault but the person. That's why the Democratic Party will always thrive, as long as they have victims and there's a sense of victimhood. As long as they can blame somebody else for those people's problems, then those people never have to take accountability. Oh, they're just poor, and the schools is bad and all of this. I spent some time in New York City public schools. I very well know how bad they are. I also know how bad the kids are, and how very angry and disruptive they can and are. Okay, Jamel Hill said something else. Oh, look, guys, it's the person that always wants to bring up black on black crime, not a thing, since most white folks are killed by other white folks whenever there is racist violence. Jamel Hill, you're from Detroit. You're an older lady now in your mid-40s. Tell us how it was growing up there in the 80s and the 90s. Tell us how it is today. I'm sure you got an ear to the ground. I'm sure you still have family in Detroit. Stop making excuses, man. The black on black violence is out of control. It's way more out of control than the white on white violence. This is what Larry Elder was trying to tell those idiots on the Breakfast Club. We don't never, this is what I'm saying, the sense of victimhood. We don't ever want to have or hold any accountability for our people and what they're doing to each other. And until that's spoken about more, black people will continue to destroy each other. And honestly, I don't see a future for black people. I can really see them going extinct. It won't be by the white man. He's sitting back laughing at you. He's sitting back laughing at these politicians who are making excuses for you. It's all a big joke to him. And to have these people who are allegedly prominent and allegedly have some type of status in society to continue to make these kind of claims, it's pathetic and it's sad. And I won't allow it. I won't allow that narrative to continue to be pushed without giving it some blowback. That's why I respect people like Jason Whitlock on Fearless. I don't agree with everything he says, but especially when he gets down to the gritty about talking about black people and the left and all of that, he be on point. He be on point. So last but not least, Mr. Alfred Sharpton. Al Sharpton has been around forever. I'm very aware of Al Sharpton because I'm from New York. I remember a lot of his protesting and stuff like that. I remember asking myself as a teenager, like, yo, who is this? Like, this dude is worthless. You know? He's made a lot of money. He chases the cemetery. He chases the coffins too. You know? Ben Crump, he the one representing the family. Al Sharpton says, yo, when you need me there for the funeral, I'm gonna do the eulogy. Now, I would beg to wonder if I was to die tonight, or any of my loved ones or friends, that Al Sharpton would, you know what I'm saying, bless us with his grace and do my eulogy. Somebody he don't know from a can of paint. Oh, I just had to be killed by a white man, or a quote unquote racist white man, and then Al Sharpton will pull up on me. And Ben Crump will get my mom's a couple $100,000, because you know he got to get his bread off top. Yeah, he got to get his bread off top. Al Sharpton is worthless. He's done nothing for the black community. He's another one that panders victimhood. And he's aligned with the left and the Democratic Party. And this is what his life's work been. To say he's a champion of civil rights, that's a lie. No, he's not. He's used it to line his pockets. That's all. A professional race baiter. And it's time that that's out there and it's known. And I really hope, look, I'm really trying to reach the younger generation. I really just want to open their eyes to who these people are. And I just want them to be more rational thinkers and critical thinkers and think for themselves and don't think with the party. I'm so happy that my children think for themselves. They don't go along with just anything, whether that's religion or whatever. They are critical thinkers. And this is who we are going to need to push this country forward. The ones that can say, look, we're not going to keep having this argument about race. We are human beings. The same organs that's in my body is in a white person's body. I'm an O positive. I'm sure there's white people that's O positive. I have a bald head because my hairline receded. I know plenty of white guys with bald heads and their hairline receded. So what is all this different for? It's different because we think that so many whites are living so much better than us, and we don't have any opportunities. And you know what's funny? The people that's pushing that agenda are successful. So why would you believe them? When you hear Van Jones or even a Van Lathan, when you hear these people go on podcasts or TV shows and they keep talking about the blight of black, but they're successful. So why don't you talk about how you became successful and how to help people? I give 50 Cent that. 50 Cent don't get too much in that political shit, but when he always talks about how he became professional and he tries to put little tips out there. I respect that. It ain't so much, well, I was down because the white man had me down. The white man locked me up and, the white man did this, and the white man stole my cookies and he took my soda out the refrigerator and he ate that last piece of chicken. Nah, they ain't doing all of that. These people are successful, but they keep trying to keep their people down. There's something wrong there. They have no way of offering you their success tips on how they came up. Those are people that you want to follow and support. You're in the gutter. They say they're speaking for you, but they're living way better than you. People always like to talk about Malcolm X and this and that about Malcolm and blah. But do you really want to know why Malcolm was so relatable? Because he was there with the people, man. It was obvious to people back then Malcolm didn't have any money. He wasn't walking around in a mink jacket that had a big old ring on his pinky finger. And he wasn't driving the latest, Cadillac. They were living in a basic house in Queens that was sponsored by the Nation of Islam. He wore basic clothes. He was a man of the people because he was from there and he never even got a chance to leave. That's what y'all don't understand. Malcolm never got a chance to leave. But his story of redemption is what inspires so many people. There's no money in that. But we were shown through Malcolm's life and his words how he pulled himself up from the darkest parts of the world in which he lived. These people aren't doing that. They're going home to their mansions and their condos and all of that. And then they're just waiting for the next tragedy. And then they own it. Or they're just waiting for the next show to come on and talk about how white supremacy is doing this. Or the next article or tweet they could put out. Well, the white man did this to us. And, we got to stop that. And I'm going to say this again. I say this all the time. If you a man and you begging another man for something, you ain't a man. You's a punk. You's a chump. So Tariq Nasheed, if you're encouraging other men to beg somebody something that they think they're owed, which they're not, reparations, you're not a man, homie. You's a clown. You's a chump. I'll say that to your face. You ain't going to do nothing anyway. You don't look like you about that hands life anyway. You look a little zest. You don't look like you about that hands life. And you see Ben Crump, that's all an act right there. He ain't even protecting his ribs correctly. But anyway, and Al Sharpton, his face, he's so damn near death. Man, I go blow him and he'll fall over. That big old potato head. He'll fall right to the side on a 90-degree angle like, eh. So let's just stop with that, man. Men work and they take what they want. And when I mean take, I don't mean, I'm going to rob somebody. No, they go after what they want and nothing stops them. That's what men do. Stop pushing that message. We're not going to let that gender run. Like I said, my main goal is to attract the younger people because their minds are more open. You older people, my age, 40s and all of that, in the 30s and in the early 50s, y'all want to hang on to this agenda because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you have something coming. I have something to tell you. You have nothing coming from the federal government. You are not getting reparations. Give it up. Get off your ass and get you a job. Go back to school. Get a career. This is the same thing that the whites need to be told all over the Midwest. Trump lied to you. He is not bringing any of those machinery jobs back. That is over with. That period in time in America is over with. You need to go to a trade school or something and reinvent yourself. Or just be poor. We need truck drivers out here. We need welders. We need mechanics. They pay a decent, livable wage. A respectable wage, some of them. Some of them are very, very respectable wage. Depends on your grind and your hustle. Stop waiting on somebody to give you something. That's not the job of the government. And that's going to have to be stopped. Yo, man, like, subscribe, and share. I was really passionate about this topic, man, because I'm just tired of these professional race baiters. You know what I'm saying? I really want y'all to get this out, man. And I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? And yo, let's have a conversation. Get in the comments, man. Tell me what you think. Let's talk about this. Yo, hit me up on Instagram, man, at Phonics, PHONICZ, man. On Twitter at NIIDJATA, Nijata. The bottom of the ticker, man. Yo, donate to the movement, man. So I can get more people on the show and we can really have a conversation. Because truth be told, none of these clowns want to have a real debate. You know what I'm saying? They'll block me on Twitter. They don't want to have a real debate because they can't debate what they're saying. They just want it to be one-sided. Here, you listen, but don't say anything back because I really don't have any rebuttal. Everything I just stated on this podcast, let's see if they have a rebuttal for it, all right? Put it out there on Twitter. Tag them in it. Hashtag them in it. They PRBs, man. Professional race baiters. Let's get this out there, all right? Yo, thank you, everybody who listened and tuned in, man. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'm gone.